اللهم صل عليهم صلاة تفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة دائمة مستمرة الدوام على مر الليالي والأيام متصلة الدوام لا انقضاء لها ولا انصرام على مر الليالي والأيام عدد كل وابل وطل. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبيك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وعلى جميع أنبيائك وأصفيائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومنتهى علمك وزنة جميع مخلوقاتك صلاة مكررة أبدا عدد ما أحصى علمك وملء ما أحصى علمك وأضعاف ما أحصى علمك صلاة تزيد وتفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم اجعلني ممن لزم ملة نبيك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعظم حرمته وأعز كلمته وحفظ عهده وذمته ونصر حزبه ودعوته وكثر تابعيه وفرقته ووافى زمرته ولم يخالف سبيله وسنته. اللهم إني أسألك الاستمساك بسنته وأعوذ بك من الانحراف عما جاء به. اللهم إني أسألك من خير ما سألك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم وأعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اعصمني من شر الفتن وعافني من جميع المحن وأصلح مني ما ظهر وما بطن ونق قلبي من الحقد والحسد ولا تجعل علي تباعة لأحد. اللهم إني أسألك الأخذ بأحسن ما تعلم والترك لسيء ما تعلم وأسألك التكفل بالرزق والزهد في الكفاف والمخرج بالبيان من كل شبهة والفلج بالصواب في كل حجة والعدل في الغضب والرضاء والتسليم لما يجري به القضاء والاقتصاد في الفقر والغنى والتواضع في القول والفعل والصدق في الجد والهزل. اللهم إن لي ذنوبا فيما بيني وبينك وذنوبا فيما بيني وبين خلقك. اللهم ما كان لك منها فاغفره وما كان منها لخلقك فتحمله عني وأولني بفضلك إنك واسع المغفرة. اللهم نور بالعلم قلبي واستعمل بطاعتك بدني وخلص من الفتن سري واشغل بالاعتبار فكري وقني شر وساوس الشيطان وأجرني منه يا رحمن حتى لا يكون له علي سلطان. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وترحم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ترحمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وتحنن على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحننت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما سلمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وارحم سيدنا محمدا وآل سيدنا محمد وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت ورحمت وباركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي وأزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وذريته وأهل بيته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم داحي المدحوات وبارئ المسموكات وجبار القلوب على فطرتها شقيها وسعيدها. اجعل شرائف صلواتك ونوامي بركاتك ورأفة تحننك على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق والمعلن الحق بالحق والدامغ لجيشات الأباطيل، كما حمل فاضطلع بأمرك بطاعتك مستنفذا في مرضاتك واعيا لوحيك حافظا لعهدك ماضيا على نفاذ أمرك حتى أورى قبسا لقابس آلاء الله تصل بأهله أسبابه به هديت القلوب بعد خوضات الفتن والإثم وأبهج موضحات الأعلام ونائرات الأحكام ومنيرات الإسلام، فهو أمينك المأمون وخازن علمك المخزون وشهيدك يوم الدين وبعيثك نعمة ورسولك بالحق رحمة. اللهم افسح له في عدنك واجزه مضاعفات الخير من فضلك مهنآت له غير مكدرات من فوز ثوابك المحلول وجزيل عطائك المعلول. اللهم أعل على بناء الناس بناءه وأكرم مثواه لديك ونزله وأتمم له نوره واجزه من ابتعاثك له مقبول الشهادة ومرضي المقالة ذا منطق عدل وخطة فصل وبرهان عظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لبيك اللهم ربي وسعديك صلوات الله البر الرحيم والملائكة المقربين والنبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين، وما سبح لك من شيء يا رب العالمين على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله خاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين ورسول رب العالمين الشاهد البشير الداعي إليك بإذنك السراج المنير عليه السلام. اللهم اجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك إمام الخير وقائد الخير ورسول الرحمة. اللهم ابعثه مقاما محمودا يغبطه فيه الأولون والآخرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأولاده وأزواجه وذريته وأهل بيته وأصهاره وأنصاره وأشياعه ومحبه وأمته وعلينا معهم أجمعين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا بالصلاة عليه، وصل عليه كما يحب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا أن نصلي عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحب وترضاه له. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد، وأعط سيدنا محمدا الدرجة والوسيلة في الجنة. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد اجز سيدنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أهل بيته. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء، وارحم سيدنا محمدا وآل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الرحمة شيء، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من البركة شيء، وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من السلام شيء. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين، وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين، وصل على سيدنا محمد في النبيين، وصل على سيدنا محمد في المرسلين، وصل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وترحم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ترحمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وتحنن على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحننت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما سلمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وارحم سيدنا محمدا وآل سيدنا محمد وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت ورحمت وباركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي وأزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وذريته وأهل بيته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم داحي المدحوات وبارئ المسموكات وجبار القلوب على فطرتها شقيها وسعيدها، اجعل شرائف صلواتك ونوامي بركاتك ورأفة تحننك على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق والمعلن الحق بالحق والدامغ لجيشات الأباطيل، كما حمل فاضطلع بأمرك بطاعتك مستنفذا في مرضاتك واعيا لوحيك حافظا لعهدك ماضيا على نفاذ أمرك حتى أورى قبسا لقابس آلاء الله تصل بأهله أسبابه به هديت القلوب بعد خوضات الفتن والإثم وأبهج موضحات الأعلام ونائرات الأحكام ومنيرات الإسلام، فهو أمينك المأمون وخازن علمك المخزون وشهيدك يوم الدين وبعيثك نعمة ورسولك بالحق رحمة. اللهم افسح له في عدنك واجزه مضاعفات الخير من فضلك مهنآت له غير مكدرات من فوز ثوابك المحلول وجزيل عطائك المعلول. اللهم أعل على بناء الناس بناءه وأكرم مثواه لديك ونزله وأتمم له نوره واجزه من ابتعاثك له مقبول الشهادة ومرضي المقالة ذا منطق عدل وخطة فصل وبرهان عظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لبيك اللهم ربي وسعديك صلوات الله البر الرحيم والملائكة المقربين والنبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين، وما سبح لك من شيء يا رب العالمين على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله خاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين ورسول رب العالمين الشاهد البشير الداعي إليك بإذنك السراج المنير عليه السلام. اللهم اجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك إمام الخير وقائد الخير ورسول الرحمة. اللهم ابعثه مقاما محمودا يغبطه فيه الأولون والآخرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأولاده وأزواجه وذريته وأهل بيته وأصهاره وأنصاره وأشياعه ومحبه وأمته وعلينا معهم أجمعين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا بالصلاة عليه وصل عليه كما يحب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا أن نصلي عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحب وترضاه له. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد وأعط سيدنا محمدا الدرجة والوسيلة في الجنة. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد اجز سيدنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أهل بيته. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. وارحم سيدنا محمدا وآل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الرحمة شيء. وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من البركة شيء. وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من السلام شيء. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين. وصل على سيدنا محمد في النبيين وصل على سيدنا محمد في المرسلين. وصل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. اللهم أعط سيدنا محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والشرف والدرجة الكبيرة. اللهم إني آمنت بسيدنا محمد ولم أره فلا تحرمني في الجنان رؤيته وارزقني صحبته وتوفني على ملته واسقني من حوضه مشربا رويا سائغا هنيئا لا نظمأ بعده أبدا إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم أبلغ روح سيدنا محمد مني تحية وسلاما. اللهم وكما آمنت بسيدنا محمد ولم أره فلا تحرمني في الجنان رؤيته. اللهم تقبل شفاعة سيدنا محمد الكبرى وارفع درجته العليا وآته سؤله في الآخرة والأولى كما آتيت سيدنا إبراهيم وسيدنا موسى. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وصفيك وسيدنا موسى كليمك ونجيك وسيدنا عيسى روحك وكلمتك وعلى جميع ملائكتك ورسلك وأنبيائك وخيرتك من خلقك وأصفيائك وخاصتك وأوليائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد عدد خلقه ورضاء نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته وكما هو أهله وكلما ذكره الذاكرون وغفل عن ذكره الغافلون وعلى أهل بيته وعترته الطاهرين وسلم تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين والملائكة والمقربين وجميع عباد الله الصالحين عدد ما أمطرت السماء منذ بنيتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنبتت الأرض منذ دحوتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد النجوم في السماء فإنك أحصيتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما تنفست الأرواح منذ خلقتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت وما تخلق وما أحاط به علمك وأضعاف ذلك. اللهم صل عليهم عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومبلغ علمك وآياتك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة تفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة دائمة مستمرة الدوام على مر الليالي والأيام متصلة الدوام لا انقضاء لها ولا انصرام على مر الليالي والأيام عدد كل وابل وطل. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبيك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وعلى جميع أنبيائك وأصفيائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومنتهى علمك وزنة جميع مخلوقاتك صلاة مكررة أبدا عدد ما أحصى علمك وملء ما أحصى علمك وأضعاف ما أحصى علمك صلاة تزيد وتفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم اجعلني ممن لزم ملة نبيك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعظم حرمته وأعز كلمته وحفظ عهده وذمته ونصر حزبه ودعوته وكثر تابعيه وفرقته ووافى زمرته ولم يخالف سبيله وسنته. اللهم إني أسألك الاستمساك بسنته وأعوذ بك من الانحراف عما جاء به. اللهم إني أسألك من خير ما سألك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم وأعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اعصمني من شر الفتن وعافني من جميع المحن وأصلح مني ما ظهر وما بطن ونق قلبي من الحقد والحسد ولا تجعل علي تباعة لأحد. اللهم إني أسألك الأخذ بأحسن ما تعلم والترك لسيء ما تعلم وأسألك التكفل بالرزق والزهد في الكفاف والمخرج بالبيان من كل شبهة والفلج بالصواب في كل حجة والعدل في الغضب والرضاء والتسليم لما يجري به القضاء والاقتصاد في الفقر والغنى والتواضع في القول والفعل والصدق في الجد والهزل. اللهم إن لي ذنوبا فيما بيني وبينك وذنوبا فيما بيني وبين خلقك. اللهم ما كان لك منها فاغفره وما كان منها لخلقك فتحمله عني وأولني بفضلك إنك واسع المغفرة. اللهم نور بالعلم قلبي واستعمل بطاعتك بدني وخلص من الفتن سري واشغل بالاعتبار فكري وقني شر وساوس الشيطان وأجرني منه يا رحمن حتى لا يكون له علي سلطان. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وأزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وترحم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ترحمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وتحنن على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحننت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما سلمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد.
Hazreti Resul-i Ekrem ve Nebi Muhterem sallallahu teala aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz, pak, münevver, mutahhar ruhu şeriflerine salavat-ı şerife getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetleri hayrola. Âle ezvacı tahirat evladı Resul-i Sabi Küzün Efendilerimizin sayri enbiya-i zam ve Resul-i Kiram Hazretlerinin evra-ı şeriflerine Pirimiz Bilal-ı Habeşi radıyallahu anh Efendimizin mihmandar-ı Resul-i Kibriya Eyüp Sultan Halid bin Zeyd Eba Eyyub el-Ensari radıyallahu anh Şah Murşidan Şeyh Hacı Muhammed Bahadin Nakşibendi el-Buhari Mevlana Celaleddin el-Rumi Mevlana Ziyadin Halid el-Bağdadi Sahib-ı Zaman Kıbletül İslam Şeyh Mevlana Muhammed Nazım Adil Hakkani Sahib-ı Seyf Şeyh Abdülkerim Kıbrısiyar Rabbani Kaddesallahu esraruhum haziratın erva için Hadimul Harameyn-i Şerifeyn Yavuz Sultan Selim Han Ebu'l-Fetvel Megazi Fatih Sultan Mehmet Han ve Serdar-ı Hakan Sultan Abdülhamid Han cennet mekan Firdevs-i Aşiyan haziratının ervana ve evne inayetine alel husus bu caminin bahanesi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş İmam Muezzin Kayyım cemaatinin ve kahfi ehli imanın erva için Allah rızası için El Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebî. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallû aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli alâ seyyidina Muhammedin ve alâ ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله سيدنا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين نحمد الله تعالى ونستغفر وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده وحبيبه ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأزواجه وأصحابه التابعين خلفاء الراشدين المهديين من بعده وزعمة على تحقيق وزع منهم على الأميت خلفاء رسول على تحقيق أمراء المؤمنين حضرة أبو بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعلى باقي الصحابة التابعين رضوان الله عليهم أجمعين يا أيها المؤمنون الحاذرون اتقوا الله تعالى فإن الله مع الذين اتقوا الذين هم محسنون الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah who says in the Holy Quran, BismillahirRahmanirRahim, O you who believe, stand firmly for justice. Witnesses for Allah, even if it be against yourselves or your parents or your relatives. Whether one is rich or poor, Allah is more worthy of both. So don't follow your passion. Otherwise, you will be unjust. And if you twist or avoid, then Allah is well aware with all that you do. Sadaqallah al-Azim. May peace and blessings be upon the Sultan of the Prophets, the Imam of the Messengers, the Master of the first and the last, the pride of creation, the beloved of Allah, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. May Allah bless him and his noble family and his blessed companions, especially the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrati Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrati Umar Farooq, Hazrati Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrati Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May peace and blessings be upon the grand sheikhs of this way, the inheritors of the Prophet ﷺ. May peace and blessings be upon the Ottoman sultans, the pillars of justice. May Allah love those who love them, and may Allah curse those who hate them. Amin. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His blessings in this last Jummah of this Islamic year, 1442. May He accept whatever we did that pleased Him. May He forgive us for whatever we did that displeased Him. May the shafaat of the Holy Prophet ﷺ be granted to us. May the medat of our Shaykh reach to us. As our last year wrote for us to stay within the blessings of Jamaat, we're asking for the coming year to be writing for us to stay in the mercy of Jamaat and not enter into the azab of separation. We are also asking with the dua that Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi Qadasasir used to say at the beginning of the new year, Ya Allah, you are the beginningless, the endless, the most ancient. This is the new year. So I ask you for protection during it from the accursed shaitan, and for help against this ego which leads me to wrongdoing, for being lazy with that which will bring me nearer to you, and for staying far away from what will distance me from you. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, by your mercy, Ya Zul Jalali wal Ikram. Amin. And who is Hazrati Mevlana? One of the greatest awliya that ever lived, the Pir of the Mevlevi Tariqat. And what is he asking for? He's asking for protection from shaitan and from his ego, the nafs al-amara. Did he think as an awliya, as a king-size awliya, that he did not need protection from shaitan or from his ego? And look at the dua, he was still in his highest maqam, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help him against his ego, to help him against shaitan. He was still showing humbleness to his Lord, saying, I need your help. And what is this showing to us? It is showing that one of the signs of the believers is that he never feels secure of himself. It shows that the believer is always in a state of being worried. It shows that the believer will always be on guard against to his nafs. Our way is the Naqshbandi way. We are honored to be under the tent of the Naqshbandi Grand Sheikhs. And their greatest lesson to us is, never think that you are safe against your nafs. Our Shaykh Sahib al-Sayyid is saying the only job of the prophets was to tell people to turn from dunya to akhirat. Leave their ego, leave worshipping their ego and turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, clean themselves from nafs al-amara. This is the job that 124,000 prophets came to tell people from the beginning of Adam alayhi salam until the last prophet and until the end. Now we are in the akhir of the akhir zaman. We have reached completely to the end. There's nothing between us and the judgment day. The nation of Muhammad ﷺ is still sleeping. The whole mankind is still sleeping. And the biggest ghaflat is falling on the Muslims. Muslims are in big ghaflat, day and night, 24 hours a day. It doesn't matter, holy days, holy nights, it doesn't matter. Everyone is running to satisfy their ego. Be careful. The end of that road is Jahannam. If you don't clean yourself, if you don't clean your ego from nafs al-amara to nafs al-mutma'in, the fire is going to burn. Think good. Every action that you do, sit and analyze. Make good intentions. Fix yourselves. Now is the time to fix yourselves. Now is not the time to become more Fir'auns. Everyone must look, must turn back to their lives and look to understand, yes, once upon a time I was in the jungle. My Lord's mercy has reached me and I'm here now. Let me make it better, not make it worse. If you are not making it better, then you are making it worse. When you were in the jungle, yes, you may have some reason to say, I have this excuse and I have that excuse. Now, you have no excuse. You have a sheikh that is reminding you. It doesn't matter who you are, he is reminding you and himself 24 hours. If you are not fixing your ego, if you are not turning around to make your ego from nafs al-amara to nafs al-mutma'in, then nobody is going to reach to you in the grave. So this is the teaching of the highest tariqat that we are getting from our sheikh, that we must change that nafs al-amara. So many people say, brother, Sidi, these are very basic teachings in your tariqah. Why don't you speak about the love of the Prophet? Why don't you speak about the maqamat of the awliya? Why don't you mention more about the abdal, about the autad, about the aqtad? All that kind of talk is malayani, and it will bring a person into ghaflat, heedlessness, for a man who is still drowning in the slavery of his ego, for a man who is not even aware of the tricks and traps of his ego. And the highest saints of this highest tariqat, they were spending their time, spending their ink, spending their breath, speaking about the necessity of fixing that nafs. One of the greatest saints that ever came to this world, Imam Ahmad Farooq al-Sirhindia Rabbani Qadasasir, our 25th Grand Sheikh, he is saying in his Maktubat Sharif, Man's nafsul amara has the ambition to always be the head. Its only desire is to be the chief, so that everybody will bow his head in front of it. It does not like to need anybody or to be under someone else's command. These desires of the nafs means that it wants to be an ilah, a god, an idol, so that everybody will worship it. It wants to be a partner with Allah Ta'ala. Even more, the nafs is so low that it does not like partnership, but wants to be the only ruler, commander, with everybody under its command. Allah Ta'ala declares in Hadith al-Qudsi, be an enemy to your nafs, because your nafs is my enemy. This means that if you support the nafs and gives it what it wants, you are helping and strengthening this enemy of Allah Ta'ala. It should be realized what a terrible, horrible crime this is. Allah Ta'ala declares in Hadith al-Qudsi, greatness, superiority are mine only. He who wants to be my partner in these two is my great enemy. Without pitying him, I will fling him into the hellfire. The reason why Allah Ta'ala is hostile against the world, why the world is so low, is because it causes the nafs to get its desires, and because it strengthens the nafs. The one who helps the nafs, which is Allah's enemy, will certainly be Allah's enemy. The sending of prophets, the Shariat's commands and prohibitions are all intended to break, to crush the nafs and to prevent its excessive activities. The more the Shariat is obeyed, the fewer desires the nafs will have. It is for this reason that doing one command of the Shariat is more effective in annihilating, destroying the desires of the nafs than thousands of years of riyazat and mujahada done on one's own. For example, giving 1 cent of zakat, which the Shariat commands, destroys the nafs very much more than giving thousands of gold coins as charity or by doing favors on one's own. On the day of Bayram, eating and drinking instead of fasting, because the Shariat commands us to do so, is more useful than fasting for years. Performing the 2 rakats of morning prayer in Jamaat is better than performing nafila prayers all night till morning and then not performing morning prayer in Jamaat. In short, unless the nafs is purified and wakes up from the dream of becoming a king, being superior, it is impossible to escape punishment. Before going to endless death, it is necessary to consider saving the nafs from this illness. The blessed word La ilaha illallah gets rid of all the false idols inside and outside of man, so it is the most useful, the most effective medicine for purifying the nafs. Great men of tasawwuf chose this word for the purification of the nafs. Unless the road is cleaned with the broom of La, you will not reach to the palace of Illallah. And the words of our Grand Sheikh, they speak the truth. Anyone with an atom's worth of intelligence and with a heart, they will hear the words of our Sheikh, Sahibul Saif, Sheikh Abdul Karim al-Kabrisi Rabbani, inside Imam Rabbani's words. These words will make us understand how blessed we are in this Akhir Zaman, sitting in the association of a Sheikh who is not studying and reading to prepare his sohbats, but whose sohbats are coming down from the same source and in the same words as the greatest awliya, because he himself is from those caravan leaders. Alhamdulillah. What do we take from Imam Rabbani's words? Our nafs is the enemy of Allah. And supporting the nafs, becoming a slave to the nafs, it is becoming an enemy to Allah. The greatest, the hardest thing for the nafs is to submit to someone else. To follow a guide who says do this and do that is the thing that the ego hates the most. Imam Rabbani is saying that following the Shariat, it is the most effective thing for breaking the ego. What is the Shariat other than the orders of the Holy Prophet ﷺ? And what is the Shariat other than the Sunnat of the Holy Prophet ﷺ? The Sahaba Kiram, they followed the orders and commands that came to them from the Holy Prophet. In the same way, it is our responsibility to follow the orders and commands of the inheritor of the Holy Prophet that we have taken as a guide, our Shaykh. The Sahaba Kiram who lived like that, they are the stars in the sky that we are trying to follow. If we follow their path, we will reach to the light of the full moon, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. We have just passed through the commemoration of the Shahadat of the ancestor of Imam Rabbani, Hazrati Umar Farooq radiallahu an. Hazrati Umar radiallahu an is that person that all the people of Haqq, they love him. Holy Prophet ﷺ said about him, whoever hates Umar hates me. Whoever loves Umar loves me. Allah boasts about the people at the evening of Arafat generally, but He boasts about Umar specifically. Allah did not send a prophet except that his nation had a speaker. And if there was one in my ummah, it would have been Umar. They asked, Ya Rasulullah, how does he speak? And Holy Prophet ﷺ said, angels speak on his tongue. And Hazrat Ammar bin Yasir radiallahu anh said that the Holy Prophet ﷺ told him, Ya Ammar, Jibreel alayhi salam came to me and I asked, Ya Jibreel, tell me about the virtues. Tell me about the good characteristics of Umar ibn al-Khattab in the paradises. And Jibreel alayhi salam said, Ya Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, if I would tell you about the good characteristics of Umar from the time that Nuh remained among his people for 950 years, I would not finish telling you about the virtues of Umar. Yet, Umar is one of the good actions of Abu Bakr. Hazrat Umar was so loved that Hazrat Abdullah ibn Masud radiallahu anh, when he heard that Hazrat Umar had died from the stab wounds, he started crying so heavily and said, I swear by Allah, if I know that a dog loved Umar, I would even love that dog. I swear by Allah, I am sure that even the thorny trees, they are saddened and distressed by the death of Umar. What is great about Hazrat Umar radiallahu anh, that he always stood for justice, for haqq, even if it was against everything, and especially those things that he loved. That he stood for haqq, for truth, and for justice inside himself and outside himself, and he was always sincere, and he did not care what anyone thought. And he did not care for his own safety. He cared only for that truth, a sincere man. He was never fooled by nafsu amara. Because sincerity makes a man to always question himself. Like Hazrat Umar, he was still questioning himself. Hazrat Umar is that companion that he was promised paradise while he was living in this world, one of the 10, the Ashara Mubashara, yet he still questions himself. He was the one who was beloved to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And even though he was the Khalifa of Islam, and he attained the title of Faruq al-Azam from the heavens, he was still questioning himself. Shaykh Effendi is talking about that attitude of a believer, that one who questions himself. And we must think about the attitude of the nafs that is so sure of itself, that never questions himself, that never investigates, never finds out. Shaykh Effendi is saying, Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, be careful from the vision of a believer. He will look with the nur of Allah. You cannot fool that one. When he looks up, he will see up to Sidratul Muntaha. When he looks down, he will see all the way down to 7 levels down. When he looks east, he will see east, west, north, south. Everything comes in front of him. That one is a believer. And that believer still has no right to take guarantee about himself. What do you think? Which one of you here, or which one of these people on this face of earth today, that is going to claim that he is better than Umar radiallahu anh? When Holy Prophet ﷺ was passing from this world, he gave the names of the hypocrites, the munafiqs, a list to another Sahabi. And he said to him, keep this with you. Don't say to anyone. But all other Sahabis, they know that the Holy Prophet ﷺ whispered the names of the munafiqs to that one. Umar radiallahu anh is also knowing and always coming to him and saying to him, please tell me, please. He was one of the greatest Khalifas, and he was saying to him, please tell me, is my name in that book mentioned as a hypocrite? Please tell me. And that one is saying to him, I cannot tell you. Holy Prophet gave me that secret. It's going to the grave with me. I'm not telling you. Yes, Hazrat Umar was that Sahabi with a jalal, with a haybat, but he never took a guarantee to himself. He never said, I am safe. And the secret of Islam is that the one who doesn't feel safe reaches safety because he holds on to those ones who are in safety. And the one who suspects himself of hypocrisy is free from hypocrisy because he follows a sincere one and listens to him when he says, watch out for yourself. But the one who loses the suspicion of himself, that one opens the door to shaitan and his ego, and that one becomes lost. The way of tariqat is the way of returning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to return to Him, not arrogantly, not saying, I deserve your pleasure. The way to Allah is the way of Hazrat Umar Faruq, the way that the believers are described in Surah Al-Fath. Harsh to the unbelievers, gentle to the believers. Our ego, our enemy, we must be harsh to that one. To the believers, we must be gentle. And that harshness to the ego, to the enemy, you cannot do it yourself. You need a guide, you need a friend. As Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu is saying, whoever shows you your faults, that one is your friend. Whoever pays you lip service in your praise, that one is your executioner. Stay with the one who is showing you your faults. He is only trying to bring you back to Allah clean and pure. Don't praise yourself. This is for you, and this is for me, and this is for everyone who is listening. Don't praise yourself. Don't put yourself up. Don't think that you are special. Don't think that you are under special protection. If we are doing that, then we should know that we have given our nafsul amara power over us, and we have become its allies, and we become enemies to Allah. Let others praise you, but don't believe them. Shaykh Effendi is telling us the danger that comes to people in this trick, saying, don't get into illusions and delusions to yourselves to think, I am the chosen one. No. Your chosen oneness is according to how much you are running to keep your promise to your Lord. If you are running to keep the promise to Allah, then Allah puts you up. What Allah puts up, no one can put down. What Allah is not putting up, no one can put it up. Worldly, you may have some things, but you will be down. And the only way of going up is taqwa. Who has more taqwa is that one who runs more to fulfill his promise to his Lord. That taqwa, that fear of Allah, that is what we need in this Akhir Zaman. May Allah grant us that taqwa by staying with the people of taqwa. If we learn their adab, they will, inshallah, let us in their circle this life and next life. That is our safety. We are ending with Shaykh Maulana's words saying, our Prophet said, my Lord taught me adab. My Lord taught me manners. May we be with the ones who teach the adab of that Sultan. Their association can make us like lions. Those accompanying donkeys become donkeys. One in the company of a lion becomes a lion. وَمِنَ اللَّهُ تَوْفِقْ الْفَاتِحَةِ. Amen. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah lazim al-azim. La ilaha illa wa al-qayyum wa لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك كبير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك الصبح قدوس ونور إن ديننا الله الإسلام قم الصلاة اللهم صل على محمد قم الصلاة
وجزيل عطائك المعلول اللهم أعل على بناء الناس بناءه وأكرم مثواه لديك ونزله وأتمم له نوره واجزه من ابتعاثك له مقبول الشهادة ومرضي المقالة ذا منطق عدل وخطة فصل وبرهان عظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما لبيك اللهم ربي وسعديك صلوات الله البر الرحيم والملائكة المقربين والنبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وما سبح لك من شيء يا رب العالمين على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله خاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين ورسول رب العالمين الشاهد البشير الداعي إليك بإذنك السراج المنير عليه السلام اللهم اجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك إمام الخير وقائد الخير ورسول الرحمة. اللهم ابعثه مقاما محمودا يغبطه فيه الأولون والآخرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأولاده وأزواجه وذريته وأهل بيته وأصهاره وأنصاره وأشياعه ومحبه وأمته وعلينا معهم أجمعين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا بالصلاة عليه وصل عليه كما يحب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا أن نصلي عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحب وترضاه له. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد وأعط سيدنا محمدا الدرجة والوسيلة في الجنة. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد اجز سيدنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أهل بيته. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. وارحم سيدنا محمدا وآل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الرحمة شيء. وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من البركة شيء. وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من السلام شيء. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين. وصل على سيدنا محمد في النبيين وصل على سيدنا محمد في المرسلين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. اللهم أعط سيدنا محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والشرف والدرجة الكبيرة. اللهم إني آمنت بسيدنا محمد ولم أره فلا تحرمني في الجنان رؤيته وارزقني صحبته وتوفني على ملته واسقني من حوضه مشربا رويا سائغا هنيئا لا نظمأ بعده أبدا إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم أبلغ روح سيدنا محمد مني تحية وسلاما. اللهم وكما آمنت بسيدنا محمد ولم أره فلا تحرمني في الجنان رؤيته. اللهم تقبل شفاعة سيدنا محمد الكبرى وارفع درجته العليا وآته سؤله في الآخرة والأولى كما آتيت سيدنا إبراهيم وسيدنا موسى. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وصفيك وسيدنا موسى كليمك ونجيك وسيدنا عيسى روحك وكلمتك وعلى جميع ملائكتك ورسلك وأنبيائك وخيرتك من خلقك وأصفيائك وخاصتك وأوليائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد عدد خلقه ورضاء نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته وكما هو أهله وكلما ذكره الذاكرون وغفل عن ذكره الغافلون وعلى أهل بيته وعترته الطاهرين وسلم تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين والملائكة والمقربين وجميع عباد الله الصالحين عدد ما أمطرت السماء منذ بنيتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنبتت الأرض منذ دحوتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد النجوم في السماء فإنك أحصيتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما تنفست الأرواح منذ خلقتها. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت وما تخلق وما أحاط به علمك وأضعاف ذلك. اللهم صل عليهم عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومبلغ علمك وآياتك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة تفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم صل عليهم صلاة دائمة مستمرة الدوام على مر الليالي والأيام متصلة الدوام لا انقضاء لها ولا انصرام على مر الليالي والأيام عدد كل وابل وطل. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبيك وسيدنا إبراهيم خليلك وعلى جميع أنبيائك وأصفيائك من أهل أرضك وسمائك عدد خلقك ورضاء نفسك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك ومنتهى علمك وزنة جميع مخلوقاتك صلاة مكررة أبدا عدد ما أحصى علمك وملء ما أحصى علمك وأضعاف ما أحصى علمك صلاة تزيد وتفوق وتفضل صلاة المصلين عليهم من الخلق أجمعين كفضلك على جميع خلقك. اللهم اجعلني ممن لزم ملة نبيك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعظم حرمته وأعز كلمته وحفظ عهده وذمته ونصر حزبه ودعوته وكثر تابعيه وفرقته ووافى زمرته ولم يخالف سبيله وسنته. اللهم إني أسألك الاستمساك بسنته وأعوذ بك من الانحراف عما جاء به. اللهم إني أسألك من خير ما سألك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم وأعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه سيدنا محمد نبيك ورسولك صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اعصمني من شر الفتن وعافني من جميع المحن وأصلح مني ما ظهر وما بطن ونق قلبي من الحقد والحسد ولا تجعل علي تباعة لأحد. اللهم إني أسألك الأخذ بأحسن ما تعلم والترك لسيء ما تعلم وأسألك التكفل بالرزق والزهد في الكفاف والمخرج بالبيان من كل شبهة والفلج بالصواب في كل حجة والعدل في الغضب والرضاء والتسليم لما يجري به القضاء والاقتصاد في الفقر والغنى والتواضع في القول والفعل والصدق في الجد والهزل. اللهم إن لي ذنوبا فيما بيني وبينك وذنوبا فيما بيني وبين خلقك. اللهم
وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر şerefine Mustafa Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem. Fatiha.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Pek şanlıyız.
Pek şanlıyız.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Walillahilhamd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to you. Welcome to the new year, inshallah. We must welcome good things, good people, holy ones. Those things, characteristics, people that are not so good, but they are sincere, we must be patient, we must welcome. Those that are not so good and they're not sincere, the patience, there is a limit. Once the limit finishes, then goodbye Charlie. Goodbye Charlie. Shaykh Effendi used to say that. Farewell to those who leave. The whole aim is for us to be sincere and to try. Allah is not looking for us, all of us, to be completely clean, completely pure, completely successful. He says, be with the salihin, be with the righteous ones. This is order. Separation, it is fire. Get rid of the idols in your heart and put those ones whom I love in there, because they have me in their hearts. You cannot put me in your heart. You are too far away from me. Put those ones who have me in their hearts in your heart. And that time we will be considered to be with them, inshallah. This is important. Putting them in your heart means you must know them, you must love them, you must serve them, you must care for them. They are not asking, our sheikhs are not asking for love for themselves. They're asking love for Allah and His Prophet and for the Ummah. So everything is for us again, it's not for them. Never think you are here to do anyone a favor. You're here to do yourself a favor. The one who says, I am such a big favor to this place, they will get replaced very easily. The ones who say, watch, when I leave, everything is going to come down, they are going to come down. Because not you, not him, not whoever it is that is holding this place or this way, it is our share, and we are all replaceable, you and me. If we cannot carry that, refusing to carry that, being arrogant and stubborn, not carrying, and not caring and not carrying, then we will be replaced, one way or another. May Allah make us to become new believers in the new year. May our coming year be better than what we are experiencing right now, inshallah. May Allah forgive us and protect us for the sake of Sahibul Saif, Dunya and Akhirat. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Sit.
إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي وأزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وذريته وأهل بيته كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم داحي المدحوات وبارئ المسموكات وجبار القلوب على فطرتها شقيها وسعيدها، اجعل شرائف صلواتك ونوامي بركاتك ورأفة تحننك على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق والمعلن الحق بالحق والدامغ لجيشات الأباطيل كما حمل فاضطلع بأمرك بطاعتك مستنفذا في مرضاتك واعيا لوحيك حافظا لعهدك ماضيا على نفاذ أمرك حتى أورى قبسا لقابس آلاء الله تصل بأهله أسبابه به هديت القلوب بعد خوضات الفتن والإثم وأبهج موضحات الأعلام ونائرات الأحكام ومنيرات الإسلام فهو أمينك المأمون وخازن علمك المخزون وشهيدك يوم الدين وبعيثك نعمة ورسولك بالحق رحمة. اللهم افسح له في عدنك واجزه مضاعفات الخير من فضلك مهنآت له غير مكدرات من فوز ثوابك المحلول وجزيل عطائك المعلول. اللهم أعل على بناء الناس بناءه وأكرم مثواه لديك ونزله وأتمم له نوره واجزه من ابتعاثك له مقبول الشهادة ومرضي المقالة ذا منطق عدل وخطة فصل وبرهان عظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. لبيك اللهم ربي وسعديك صلوات الله البر الرحيم والملائكة المقربين والنبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وما سبح لك من شيء يا رب العالمين على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله خاتم النبيين وسيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين ورسول رب العالمين الشاهد البشير الداعي إليك بإذنك السراج المنير عليه السلام. اللهم اجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين وخاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك إمام الخير وقائد الخير ورسول الرحمة. اللهم ابعثه مقاما محمودا يغبطه فيه الأولون والآخرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأولاده وأزواجه وذريته وأهل بيته وأصهاره وأنصاره وأشياعه ومحبه وأمته وعلينا معهم أجمعين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه وصل على سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا بالصلاة عليه وصل عليه كما يحب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما أمرتنا أن نصلي عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما هو أهله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما تحب وترضاه له. اللهم يا رب سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد صل على سيدنا محمد وآل سيدنا محمد وأعط سيدنا محمدا الدرجة.
You must think ahead, you must think ahead, you must think ahead. You cannot get fooled, no. You're going to say at least this, at least that. I didn't make, see this idiot? He didn't come for months, but he came for the last zikr. A believer must be intelligent. Maybe the blessing is not in the beginning. Maybe the blessing is not in the middle. The end is always better than before, no? So you're going to say, I'm going to catch this. Yeah. It's a good thing you're sincere. If you're not sincere, then you're not getting nothing. But he comes, he brings me fried chicken. But think, believers, very dangerous if we are not sharp and we are not focused and we are not alert and alive. Very dangerous, because evil will use the believers. They can use the believers better because believers is already inside and their prize is going to be bigger. You understand? They will cheat us more than others. So you're going to say, I cannot come for this, I cannot come, but that one at least I'm going to make it. At least this, at least that. You're going to try to do something. See? So you have to know. There is something, Masood is here now, he left. This is something that we've been talking about. You don't understand, you ask. When you don't ask, that means you don't want to understand. It's okay if you don't want to understand and there's nothing going on, but if you have wrong ideas and you don't want to understand, shaitan will very quickly will be in your sohbat. So I said, you know, lately I've been praying 4 rakats sunnat after Isha. Years we're praying 2 rakats, no? I remember, I don't need anyone's validation to say, are you there, are you there, are you there? Because I used to say that just to make people to feel nice, and they think that, oh, he needs my support, my validation because I was there. I don't need none. Shaykh Effendi used to pray 4 rakats after Isha. So many years, so many years. Specifically, I remember Ramazan, he prayed 2 rakats, and he's saying, because I was thinking I'm being a little bit lazy. Of course, he's being humble. Because I already prayed. We're going to pray Taraweeh, and I'm praying 2 rakats instead of 4. Then I decided to pray 4, just to relive that. Those who don't know, or don't ask, or are confused, you're going to say, why is he changing things? Why is he changing it? Shaykh Effendi always used to do it. Why is he doing this? Why is he not doing this? Saying something? Oh, you want to say you are here. Okay, welcome to you. Mawlavi. Malvi? How do you say? Molvi. Not Mawlavi, Molvi. Are they supposed to be the same? Not for Mawla. Molvi Saab. like that shitty European car sound. Anyway, so where was I? So I decided to. Then later I found out that specifically Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, if you pray 4 rakats after the farz of Isha, and you pray 2 rakats before the farz of Fajr, it is as if you spend the whole night in tahajjud. So we're not spending whole night in tahajjud. Not you, not me. Astaghfirullah. Sometimes we pray a little bit here and there. People seeing us 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Sometimes they're scared when they see me. Sometimes I come out and get scared when I see them. They're just appearing like that too. So, things like that, you understand? You say, I'm not doing, let me at least. Our Lord is so patient, so easy. It's so easy on us. It's not as if Shariat, it's not the Shariat of the Bani Israel. Huh? This is Shariat of the Ummah Muhammad ﷺ. Not one way, thousands of ways Allah is saying, you cannot do this, do this, you cannot do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. So many choices. So, and the khutbah is speaking about that too, no? How the 2 rakats of Fajr, it is very important. Especially praying Fajr now in Jamaat. By force, Murids, I have to say, at least 1 time a week, pray Jamaat. Because there's something in there for you. This is not like collecting money, heavenly money, so you can go to better stations in the Jannah. This is not. This is about our survival. This is about our survival. This is about our protection of our faith here, right now. If we don't do all these kinds of things, very easy for shaitan to trick us, our ego to trick us, you understand? So, like it is, I'm watching people also. People have stopped, Murids have stopped carrying tasbih in your hands. That's why I'm banning, at least, when you're here at the Dergah, especially we finish dinner, this kind of a thing, I'm banning for your phone to be with you. Because to pull the tasbih, everyone is busy. No, I'm texting someone, or I'm posting this. No need. Especially at the Dergah. In a holy land, if you do one good thing, it is as if you did thousands, you know. It's more blessings. So try to pull away from that as much as you can. Not necessary, have a tasbih around you. It is so important, this is zikr, that, is it on? Okay, it is so important that there's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ who says the person who enters into a marketplace, bazaar, mall, dunya, buying and selling, dunya only, but he's going in there and saying, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. He's saying that, and his faith is intact, and he comes out from that bazaar and he goes back. It is as if he has gone to the Hajj, and his Hajj is accepted. What do we get from this? The more difficult the situation, the more the situation is pulling you towards this dunya, or your desire, or shaitan, and more you're remembering Allah, more blessing comes to you, more protection comes to you, more understanding, more opening of your heart, because it's that time you are in the middle of their headquarters, and you're declaring shahadat, you're declaring war on them, and you're defeating them. You understand? So, carry your tasbih around a little bit more. Long tasbih, short tasbih, it doesn't matter. Have that. It doesn't matter if you people are going to say something to you or not going to say something to you. As Shaykh is saying, this is a reminder. You don't have a tasbih, you're saying Allah, Allah, Allah, Allah in your heart, oh, quickly you forget. You have this, you're saying Allahumma. You're talking, But you're holding this, it's reminding you again. Right away, you say, Allah. Whatever you're doing, you can be talking to someone, have it just be around you. It is important these days. If there's anything, let that to be our, what they call here, New Year coming. They say our what? Huh? New Year's resolution. To have that. Don't just get fancy tasbihs without using it. That's a reason. Walking around, have that, it's okay. To just have it in your pockets, especially for the men, to just feel that. It gives you power, it gives you reassurance. Allah, because it's reminding you of Allah. So, do things that will strengthen you. Inshallah. So, be smart, be intelligent. Holy days, holy nights coming. Like for example, Muharram is entering when? You still fighting? Huh? When? Sunday night. No more. Now the Maidan is yours. Don't get proud. Sunday night is entering. Monday is the new year. Make the intention that you're going to fast on Monday for the new year to enter. Make the intention. If you can fast, it's good. If it's very, very, very difficult for you, like this or like that, then at least you made the intention. Meaning you're holding it to be special. Then if you're really smart, you can say, I'm going to fast Sunday and I'm going to fast Monday. I make that intention. Then it will be as if the whole year you are fasting. You're joining the last year and this year in fasting. Because Allah is also teaching us how to cut corners. If you're smart, you do this, it'll be quicker, this. So, you understand? Okay, you cannot fast. No, I cannot fast. Then do something, right? Feed the poor. That's why I'm saying that Murids here are very spoiled. Well, what can I do? You know why you're spoiled? Because you don't see hardship of this world around you. Everyone has enough food in the refrigerators, enough medicines in the medicine box, enough everything. Everyone has a car, everything. So there is no real understanding of reality. This is a bubble we're living in. This is not the rest of the world. If we're living in the rest of the world where it's easy to see those who don't have, very badly they don't have from us, and they are in our midst, mixed with us, then you're going to say, I cannot fast, but I can help. Like this, like this, like this, like this. You're not going to ask, what can I do? So, feed the poor, cut an animal, give some charity, make some extra zikr, do something that makes it different. You know, imagine if it was Kafir New Year, illusion and delusion New Year. Oh, everyone would be so excited. Muslim nations, whole nations are going to be so excited. They're going to drop the ball everywhere. No? So we are Muslims. We must have that excitement for the new year, Hijri, the real year. For us and for our children. If we treat it very normal, they are going to treat it very normal. If we treat it special, they're going to be special. You know, especially for those of you who are brought up here, Christmas is not a normal day. Even if you want to normalize it, it's not normal, because everything else is saying it's special. Thanksgiving, whatever you want to have. Mattress day sale. I mean, what is it called? Car day sale. What's it? President's Day, huh? President's Day. Oh, everything is special. You can make that too. You can tell them, look, we are coming to New Year. We have to clean up our toys. We have to take nice shower. We have to wear nice clothes. You choose the clothes. We have to make something. We have to give to our neighbors. It's simple. It's not brain surgery. And you don't have to sit with your chai in your hand and crossing your legs and philosophize. You don't have to do that, right? Asking that kind of questions. You idiot. So, anyway, be intelligent a little bit. The believer must look with the nur of Allah. Is going to be intelligent. He's going to say, I did something wrong, I'm going to run to fix something. I didn't get the opportunity to do something good, there are other opportunities for me, I must run. That is showing your sincerity also. You're not just sitting and say, oh, poor me. Poor me. I feel so bad for myself. Who cares? Do something. And it'll be okay, inshallah. And when you live in a Jamaat, in a Muslim Jamaat, let me emphasize, I'm going to say that over and over again, Muslim Tariqat Jamaat like this, it is so much easier to help. It is so much easier. If you don't, try going to your neighbor, say you cut some meat and you're giving it. They'll scream at you. So, while our actions are still acceptable, there will be a time when it's not going to be acceptable anymore. We must run to do it, inshallah, as much as we can. It is your heart has to know, it has to move, it has to figure things out. It has to put two and two together and say, now I must do this. When you don't know what to do, that means your heart is dead and is dying. Then you get confused. People can tell you what to do, you still don't get it. You understand? So, it'll be good. So make up for stuff. There are so many things. We have a chance here. Be excited for the new year. Really. This year is going to be better than last year. Why? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Don't think of the new year the way that unbelievers only thinking only dunya. You're going to get better like this, like this. But no, make the intention. I'm going to make intention, I'm going to come early for Jummah half hour. No, that's too much. That's a miracle. Don't ask for miracles. Just be realistic. Say I'm going to, at least once a week, I'm going to pray this prayer. I'm going to read more like this. I'm going to do this. Be excited. And then I'm going to help some people. And the work that you're doing that is Dergah related, helping other people, look to see how I can improve. Whether it's cooking or cleaning or teaching or sports or this, how I can improve. Be excited about it. You should be excited about it because you're doing the work of Allah. How can you not be excited about doing the work of Allah? Your heart is dead. Like some, they're sleeping. That's why some later the excitement is not going to work too. It's finished. So be excited, be alive. Yeah, you make mistakes, but say, okay, I learned now. I'm not going to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. Then things will grow. Be excited in the way of Allah. Don't be dead. Don't be Sufi and don't be lazy and don't sit in your ass and just anything happen, takdir and everything. No, run. Inshallah. Before that is taken away from you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Any questions? Yes, welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I think like 2 weeks ago I was texting you.
You're Antika.
Asking you like if like the vaccine and all this COVID, it's like evil intention and just something for like control and power. And you said this entire dunya and system is evil, and we'll talk more when you come.
Yes.
So I wanted to know if you can elaborate more on that.
Okay, on the vaccine or on the pandemic?
Yeah, I guess everything.
Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit some things. The disease is real. Maybe when it first came out, so many people are doubting it. This is fake, this, right? Now, don't you see, even Trump is saying it's real. So that's a very big indicator. It's real. You don't believe it's real, then don't go to India, don't go to Indonesia, don't go to other countries. Just go to where your hospital is where people are dying from COVID, go there without your mask and sit with them. I dare them. I mean, all those people who don't believe, I dare you go. You think it's fake? Go. Go. So they are being fooled. And then there are shaitans who say we don't want them to believe because we want to make people always to be in a state of confusion. Confusion is not about haq or batil, it is haq and batil mixed. You understand? So people don't know if it's haq or it's batil because it's mixed. Maybe they give a little bit of batil, but a whole lot of, a little bit of haq, a whole lot of batil, and people are confused. They think everything is haq, everything is true. So it's true, right? So it is a disease, yes? Okay. And Allah is saying, every disease that we send, we also send a cure. There is a cure. Now, so many people saying, I have a cure, I have a cure, I have a cure, I have a cure. So many people. Every country is saying, you chew this leaf, you do this, you do that. Everyone thinks they have a cure. That's fine. I'm not against it. If it works, then take it. One of the cures that is working is a vaccine. There's a whole system of what it means, a whole system of how it is produced. There's a whole system of that. And it also depends which company. It also depends which country. Because this is also politicized. So that Allah sends cure now. There are many, many different kinds of cure that people say it is. I'm not going to debate to say whether if you take this or this or this or this is a cure. I'm not going to debate that. I'm going to say very good. The vaccine is also one of those cures. You understand? And will people make other people to be confused about this? Yes. Am I saying every vaccine it is a cure? I'm not saying that too. People who want to take it, they can take it. People who don't want to take it, I'm not forcing them. But the intention, it is clear now what you have to do to take it. If you think that you're protected and you have nothing to do with this, you're not going to be exposing yourself, don't. I'm not forcing you. But if the situation happens and it is passed, and it's proven that the vaccine is there to help you, and you're not taking it, then the responsibility is on you, it's not on me. If you believe that you are going to be protected, then that's your belief, and I'll pray for you. You understand? So, now, are people going to get confused? It is the nature of Akhir Zaman that people will be confused about every single thing. People are saying interest is haram, so I'm not going to get a loan from a bank to buy a house. But these same people live in a system where it is based on riba. Capitalism is based on riba. Do you understand? I hear people say, I only eat zabiha with such proudness. Never mind that the meats are cut very wrong, very badly, unhygienic, this and that and the other. Never mind. Because now people are saying zabiha is just by saying those words. Is nothing else. Never mind that the animals were treated cruelly, this and that. Never mind. Put all of that aside. Yet, pork is present in hundreds of daily items that we use. Hundreds. So our Shaykh is saying, in terms of these kinds of things, don't dig too deeply. We live in a system now that is not Khilafat, that's not based on truth. We live in a system now, everything is wrong. Now, if you're trying to live right by saying, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this kind of thing, then you are going to dig deeper and deeper, and the more you find out, more you will be responsible. It's up to you. You are going to be responsible. This is what you think, but you're not asking what the scholars think. Individual. Religion has become individualistic. Islam has become individual. Who cares? You think Hazrat Umar cared? He set up. He was walking around with a whip in his hand. They were saying, okay, I didn't ask for this office, but now that you're putting here, taking out his sword and putting it down, you have to listen to me. If you don't listen to me, I'll cut your neck off. So we don't live in that system. We live in a system where everything now is like upside down for believers, you understand? So we don't listen, we make it individualistic now. This is what I think. The one who has no shaykh, his shaykh is shaitan. Or his shaykh is Google. Yes. And that is dangerous. Now if you're following scholars, then there's more protection for you. I'm not saying all scholars are also good, but at least there's some protection for you. If you're following sheikhs, more protection for you. If you're following rightly guided sheikhs, there's more protection for you. You understand? Look to see what they're saying. Look to see what they're doing, because it has wisdom now. Don't go according to your idea of what Shariat and Tariqat is. That will confuse you. It will burn you out, because you cannot carry it. It's not meant to be. So now, there are some vaccines that are no good, not so great. There are some vaccines that are better. Do we need more time? We need more time with everything. People are not understanding vaccines were first invented by the Muslims and by the Ottomans. Because they just get fooled by this. It used to be a time when, let's say, I'm generalizing, 99% of America only believes in mainstream news. Okay? Then a few voices that's standing up against that, and they're saying, no, this is the other side of the story. Things that you're thinking is happening in this world, and mainstream news, governments are saying is like this. Small group of people saying, no, it's not like that, it's like this. Majority don't believe in them. Then this group became more powerful. People start to look at them. And now the evil ones, they're saying, wait, people are not listening to our story. They're listening to their story. We can either cut the necks off, destroy them, or we can make them to work for us. So let's see who's telling those stories. We'll give you more money. What do you want? This, we'll give you. Still say your stories, but now you work for us. And now more money we give, more story you're going to say what we want you to say. Do you understand now? So now this got bigger and bigger and bigger. And people, they are watching that people generally, as Allah is saying, most people don't think. They don't think. They don't challenge, they don't analyze, they don't think. And these kinds of things, it is better. People think that they are thinking, but they're not. It's just opposite to this. But no one is looking at this and thinking also, wait, what about this, what about this, what about this? And especially now that it didn't become small, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's more and more idiotic things that are being said. And some people thinking, because it's gone bigger, there are sellouts also here, it is still the same as before when it was small and it was more sincere. You understand? So there is confusion there. Dajjal will confuse you. So now, the reason for that is we are asking that whatever that we have in our life, our properties, our lives, our health, our worship, everything, it is for the sake of Allah. Okay? The disease is real. The cure, like this or like that, the most effective is what it is, the vaccines. Do you believe the vaccine is going to cure you? We are believers. We believe Allah is going to cure us. But Allah will use different means. You understand? So, we're asking Allah then, say, our intention is to come closer to you to do your work. This is the best that's available. It's not that great, it's not 100%, there are this and this, but we're asking you because you are more powerful than this. And our intention is for your sake. Same Hazrat Umar who took the poison and he drank. Poison is supposed to kill you. And he drank. But with that faith, it didn't kill him. You understand? So, the aim is for confusion. Believers should not be confused now. Especially now, if you are, now it's worse because in a few decades ago maybe, like if you want to find alternative news or reports, you find a small group, small struggling voice that makes you think, that is so interesting, that is not so stupid. You understand? That's not been taken over. You can still go there. And now this has grown so loud that it's worse than this. And now for those who are looking for real news now, they have to now read between the lines of everything. They cannot go here, they cannot go here too. The more you have to pull yourself back. And you have to look to your guide and say, what do you say? It's important. If you go according to that, this, it will suck you in. They've taken over this already. Who are especially in the West, who are those ones who have taken over? Those ones who are very, very strong in feeling that they should destroy Islam. I'm speaking very openly. Yes? Not that these ones are any better, but these ones at least they look nice. So now we have to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Then we have to say, what do you say? Your guide. And we say, read like this, pull yourself back. Cure is coming from Allah. You understand? And then they get you more and more and more confused. Oh, they're going to put this in you, they're going to put that in you, they're going to put tiny chips in you, they're going to put this in you and this. And especially with the social media, you can put anything in there, people are going to believe. So the ground is perfect for that kind of situation, you understand? Because people don't want to think and they don't want to analyze, they don't want to sift through it. They just want to just believe like that. So it's dangerous. Now, doesn't matter, that disease, again, not necessarily to say the disease is coming from China or from America or from this. No, the disease is coming from Allah. He sent it. He sent it because we deserve it. To wake up. It is like a last chance for all of humanity to wake up and to say, who is your Lord? What have you done to this world? So, are there foolish people on both sides? Of course there are. Always foolish people. Are there people who say this is 100%? Of course there are. Other people say this is 100%, this is wrong? Of course there are. But you know, we live in a time of confusion, so we have to pick and choose now. And we have to say, I'm doing this for your sake. If you want to end my life, then it is as you like. If you want to prolong it, because my intention is to, then as you like. So going like that, you'll find more peace in your heart, more intelligence also, and a reason why you're doing it. Shah Effendi used to say, people say, I don't want war. Why you don't want war? He says, I want peace. Why you want peace? I want to live longer. Why you want to live longer? I want happiness. Why you want happiness? The purpose of tariqat is to find meaning. And if the meaning is not going back to Allah, then that meaning becomes an ilah that is false, that will destroy you. It has to come back to Allah and His Prophet. So we must think. Go on. So I'm not talking about everything, but giving you an idea of that. Don't get too caught up. Source is important. Where is the source coming from? Who is saying this? Our source is our Shaykh. You understand? Our source is our Prophet and our Allah. And that time, even if the whole world says we are wrong, we don't care. If the whole world says we are right, we don't care. We're not doing this for them. But you have to follow properly, otherwise you become extreme one way or another. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, you have a question? Yes?
The end of what you read from Imam Rabbani, he says that he said,
Use your microphone. They want to hear your Molvi side voice. Go ahead.
in the end of what you read from,
It's not working. In the end of what?
in the khutbah, in the end of the part you read from Imam Rabbani,
Yes.
saying something like, unless you clean the road, unless you use the room of Allah, you won't reach the palace or house of Allah.
It's a couplet. It's a poem. It's not what it's quoting from. Yes?
You've said similar things many, many times, but can you please explain what that means? What's cleaning the road with Allah? What are you doing when you're doing that?
What are you doing? When you're doing what?
If you're cleaning the road ahead of you with the broom of Allah, he's saying that's the high language, just for our understanding. What does that mean practically? What are we doing when we do that?
Get rid of the ilahs. La means no. La is not. You have no sense of humor. The note to follow. So, La means no. Right? So, La, no, ilah, no gods, no realities, nothing. It just doesn't mean one Buddha here, one idol here. No. It means nothing. No creator other than that one creator. No reality other than that one reality. La. Ilah. Except for Allah. You understand? It is not even saying that others are there and then you want to get rid of them. The others don't exist. That's why I saw one debate recently. Very foolish thing. They say, which is better, one God or many gods? What do you think? Hindu guy says something, Muslim guy don't know what to say. One God or many gods? What do you think? Islam is not saying that Islam doesn't. Islam. The reality is saying there doesn't exist anything other than Allah. Some people open it up more to say what you are worshipping, to say that these are gods. These are not. This may be certain divine characteristics. This may be holy people that you've elevated to be that. These may be other powers that Allah has created, but there's only one creator. It's funny, right? When you look at all the other religions also, especially when people talk about, I'm going to just simplify this for people. Look at even those ones who say they believe in many, many, many gods. Let's say Hinduism, let's say. They also believe there is one behind everything, unchanging. And even in the many, many, many ilahs that they believe, there's only one who is the creator. It's not two. It's only one. Everything comes back to one again. So, in this way, what are the ilahs? What are the things that you worship? Pull it to that, in this way. I'm not saying in this way, if you see one statue, you knock it off, you see another statue, you destroy. No, what are the things that you worship? You are in the way of Siratul Mustaqim, but what do you worship other than Allah? What do you worship? You worship yourself. You think you're better than other people. You think you're better than the sheikh. You have to sweep that out. Worship your children. You put that above everything else. even above Allah and His Prophet and everyone else. Clean that. Husbands, wives, careers, family, nationality, your arrogance, your intelligence you think is better than everyone else. La. Sweep it with la. Clean it. So what there has to be only is Allah. Now, it doesn't mean that Allah. Now we're going to understand Allah through His Holy Prophet ﷺ. You're going to understand Holy Prophet ﷺ not through your own ego or your own intelligence. You cannot. You have to understand through His inheritor. So now, if you say, I want to see the sun, and we're saying use this telescope, you'll say, says, no, I refuse to. I want to see it with my own eyes. You will destroy yourself. In every way you'll destroy yourself. Not even little insect jumping distance to reach to the sun, you will destroy yourself because you cannot carry it. Now with that telescope you can see everything. You understand? And that telescope is not saying, I am the sun. Never. And never you're going to believe that the sun is in the telescope. So those ones who are saying, no, only Allah, not the Prophet, not anyone else, they are putting themselves as a partner to Allah. Nothing else exists, nothing else is important except you and me. I don't need anything except you and me. So that's a problem. So you have to sweep everything, and what you'll have left is the road. Couplet is also not saying what you have is Allah. It says you have the road. And the road will lead you to illallah. What is the road? The path, the way. And there are people along the way who's going to help you to reach there, because you cannot travel on the road alone also, by yourself. You cannot. It'll be very, very, very dangerous, meaning you will lose your faith. You'll be punished for it too. Okay? So something like that. We feel shame and shy to open up words of Imam Rabbani or our show or anyone else. We're asking for their support. What is necessary for us to understand, and we put it in very simple ways for everyone to understand. Simple language too. May their blessings reach to us, inshallah. Fatiha. Another question? Yes?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I spoke with my mom earlier. She asked me to ask you to pray for her and her sister and for her entire family.
Inshallah.
And then I wanted to ask, what is the role and the job of a murid, especially if they don't live around here? Like, how can, like what is their duty?
To who? Then there's another problem, or things to think about. To who? Okay? Because we have different works and jobs for everyone. Okay? What is your duty to Allah, to His Prophet? Then to your shaykh, to your parents, to everyone. And your shaykh is going to tell you what your duty is to each and every one clearly. Your responsibility as a murid, especially if you don't live here. Not as a Muslim, as a murid. Muslim, you pray 5 times a day, that's assumed that you're doing it, which inshallah people are. Make your zikr every day. That will start opening certain things up. Keep up the sohbats and the zikr. This is not small, because so many people who ask me this, what can we do? I just say, are you listening to sohbats? No. Are you making zikr every week? No. I said, then what can we do? There is no foundation. There's no foundation, you understand? So do that first. Your foundation is your namaz and everything you're supposed to do. And then the foundation of that, when it's established, then you're going to do your zikr and you're going to listen to the sohbats. Your responsibility is to put the sohbat in your life. Not let the sohbat just like this, or 1 ear in, 1 ear out. Put it, apply it, think about it, test it, taste it, digest it, think about it. When you actively do that, because you're asking questions in the way of Allah, the answers will come. And then you see the look of an inquisitive person, the look of a person who's curious and who's finding out, discovering things. His look is very different from the one who's not discovering, the one who doesn't care. Yes? Just on the look you can see. One, his eye is just glazed over. The other one is always trying to figure, thinking something out, looking at things and understanding. You know the look, and you know the feeling also. When you're no longer curious and interested in applying and putting things in understanding and discovering, when you no longer have that, your heart is dead. Now, when your heart is dying from that, then this tariqat is very boring. What is interesting? Your own boring lives is very interesting. What you do. Working is interesting. Going home is interesting. Hanging out is interesting. Watching TV is interesting. Doing all those things interesting for a while. And not only interesting, it's more enjoyable. Because whatever interests you must be, you enjoy from it too, no? If it doesn't interest you, then you don't enjoy from it. When you don't enjoy from this, then everything is boring. You don't see the sense in that. So you jump to something else, only for a while. That is going to finish too. Because your heart will not be satisfied unless you say Allah. Your heart will not be satisfied unless you are with people who say Allah. And especially if you come here, you taste that already, and you go out, you can never find the same taste, never quench the same taste, never. You can go everywhere else. This is why it's dangerous. So, try to think. Then what else do you do? Once you're trying to look for an answer, you don't just go to the sheikh. I'm making it very easy. In reality, it's not so good manners to just go to the sheikh every time. We're making it easy for people, a little bit here and there, but you should know your balance also, no? Then you're going to go to someone, maybe this one knows, and you're going to learn, maybe this one knows this much, and the other one knows this much, and this much, and this much. So when you start talking to people, spending time with people, trying to figure out sohbats, because sohbat just is not sohbat. Sohbat is everything, past, present, and future, individuals and cosmic, is everything that is there. When you're trying to figure out, and you're trying to talk to people, and trying to, then in effect, you are already in Jamaat. You are far away physically, but you're in Jamaat. And not only that, you're going to say, okay, what happened today? Oh, this guy got bitten by a dog. Allah, Allah. It's as if you are there, and you feel. People, funny things are happening and you're laughing. Sad things are happening and you're crying. Things that are, good things that are happening and you feel happy and you want to participate. You are far away, but you're part of the Jamaat. Because you feel it. You understand? People can be here physically, but their heart is very far away. That's dangerous. Because that heart that is far away, shaitan will enter very quickly without you knowing it. Your ego will play tricks and without you knowing it because you're asleep. That's dangerous. In physically you are here and you're showing, but in your heart is very far away. And you think you're hiding it. You think you're fooling people. You're not. It's just the nature of this place. You're not. It's like you're in a hospital and you're trying to fool all the doctors and all the nurses and all the other patients that you are sick. How can you do that? You can't. If they turn their face away, it's just for you to try to fix yourself, give you some space, give you some time, do something. But you get more and more arrogant. You think, I fooled them. I fooled this, I fooled this, I fooled this. And you get more and more sick. Well, that's what you can do. Then, when you say, how can I participate? Well, this one is involved in this project. You say, okay, maybe I can do that. This one is doing this thing. This one is this. Then you are getting yourself involved without even asking me anything. It is as if you are here. That's why doing the dishes, at least someone can say, I participated. So many people, maybe they don't like it. Some people, they like it. They understand the blessings that comes with it. Some people, they think they're so smart. You know what? Let me give you $50 and you wash the dishes for me. Very good. That one who did the dishes, he gains dunya and akhirat. That one who is not doing the dishes, he's no dunya, no akhirat. Only cat showing. You know that saying in Turkish? You don't know. You know the saying? I cannot say in front of camera. You lose from dunya, you lose from akhirat. Anyway, I'll tell you later when the camera stops rolling. So, you understand? So it's being close now. It's as if you are here. You are excited. As if you are here. You're excited about someone taking care of an animal. You're excited about someone learning a new surah. You're excited about the kids' lives. You're excited. You are part of this now. So you notice when I'm saying this, I'm not putting any obligation on anyone. I'm not saying they have to do this. You don't have to do nothing. But you're asking what are the ways that we can be participating. I'm saying these are the ways. You can do that, you cannot do it. Who cares? You're doing it for yourself. You understand? Inshallah. And that's it. Don't cheat. Don't lie. Don't be a tyrant to other people. Yeah? And when people do things to you, be patient. So, Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Anything else? Yes?
I was talking to somebody today who was talking about doing the dishes the sunnah way.
Oh, about that. I didn't finish my thing. Now, people are coming. We're going to send them to the barn also. That's important. That's time to pick up on that sunnah also. Bring your work clothes. Then you're going to go to the barn because you still have sheep and things like that. Go up the mountains. Okay, be a shepherd. We used to have, but Ahmad left also, got busy, I think. Used to come just to become a shepherd. Do that. Have work clothes, especially in the summer months like this. Go feed the animals. Go and shovel shit. The sheep shit. Shovel it. You like those words? You look like, shovel. You understand? Take care of the animals. Smell that. Be in that situation. Don't just come here and do the dhikr. People come here to do the dhikr. Go. People are not really, if I don't say, these people are not doing it either. When was the last time you went to the barn? A few months ago. It's a long time. And he says that without any shame or embarrassment. There's been few months. Without being sorry. See that? A few months ago. Now that is very American. He doesn't mean it like that, but I know. Understand? It should be, when was that? Too long. Even if it's a few months ago. But he's better than most anyway. Let me not try to ask the adults. Some they're going to say years. Or some they're going to say, Qurban, it counts. That was a few weeks ago and it counts. I was there. See, and then you become slick. But to go up there a little bit. Of course I miss those times when I'm not doing this. Of course I do, because I was more free. And I make that part of my routine. Yes, I may not have a job, this and that, but you know, you guys are also not all that tied up. You say you work, you live in China or Russia or Turkey and you work. I can believe people that work 12, 15 hours, 18 hours, yeah, whatever, they work a lot. But what time you go to work? 9 o'clock. What time you finish? 3 o'clock. Fine. But the things that are around here, I see people, they're running, they're doing it. That's good. But don't forget that sunnah. You're going to say at least once in every 40 days at least, I'm going to go up there. Okay? I'm going to bring the sheep up, down, watch everything, think. I'm doing what the sheikhs they are doing. I'm doing what the prophets are doing. Allah, Allah, shukr, alhamdulillah. Not to go there cursing at me and say, I have to do this, otherwise he's going to get upset with me. And no, be happy. Do that. Then the other things you can do. Okay. So, what's the question?
So we were talking about how you taught them how to wash the dishes the sunnah way. And I wanted to ask, if somebody doesn't wash the dishes the sunnah way, or does something, like even enter the masjid the sunnah way, does that take blessing away?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, definitely. You see, we are brought up to think sunnah is just extra, not necessary. Wajib is very necessary, sunnah is not necessary. You do it's good, you don't do it's okay. Let me tell you, it is sunnah now to enter into a bathroom with your left foot. Yes? And to exit with your right foot. There are specific spiritual reasons why you have to do that. And it involves shaitans that are inside who will enter, who will exit with you. You understand? So it's not necessary. No, it is very necessary. This is how they destroy the religion. First they take away the sunnats. And then they make you question. All the wajib, all the farz, they make you question that too. So it does, because the ego hates sunnah also. And sunnah is part of sharia. You understand? And the sunnah that we're doing, it is just a proof of our love for the Holy Prophet ﷺ. It's not that he needs our love, he doesn't need our love. But when you do that, you're pulling the love of Allah to you and the love of His Prophet to you. You're changing yourself. You're literally walking in his footsteps or walking the same way that he's doing. You understand? So it does matter. Do we force people? No. This tariqat is not by force. Certain things you can carry, and these things you can. It's so small. It's just using your right or your left foot. It's just covering your head or not. It doesn't take so much out of you. It doesn't take at all. You understand? Once you start being more familiar with that kind of sunnat way of doing things, and then you'll be more free. You become more strong. It's like you cut off some chains and you'll be more free. Now you take the sunnats of the prophets, other things. You take the sunnats of your shaykh. You take the sunnats of the saints now. Then you become more and more stronger to do that. Once that happens now, once you start doing all those like physical things, and then also the non-physical things, there is a sunnat, your heart will start opening, you start tasting, you start becoming alive, you start being very excited about being a believer, you start being excited about being here at the Dergah, you start being excited about helping other people. Your life, you cannot imagine it anywhere else because it gives you that life, that enjoyment, that excitement, you understand? And so, try to, bismillahirrahmanirrahim, okay? These kinds of things, it is best to observe what your shaykh is doing and try to do, or other people they're doing. This is not the way to read books. There are certain things, sunnahs, there are, let's say, millions of sunnahs. There are certain things that you can carry, there's certain things that you cannot carry. There's certain things that's meant for this, not others. So you're going to, in our way, if the shaykh is not opening that up, you don't open because it's not for you. You understand? No patient ever thinks when they are listening to a doctor who is like treating them or cutting them up. No patient ever thinks to do his own research and to doubt everything, or to follow 2 or 3 other kinds of doctors also, and to just fight, keep on debating and fighting. No. They say, now we trust and we're seeing good, okay, now we have to submit, and this is the treatment that we're getting. Okay. Even those statements have to also put a disclaimer, because so many, they're crooks these days. And that's it. Very good.
Yeah, where can I learn some of these sunnahs, like to maybe clean my room or wash the dishes?
Yes, be here a little bit more and remember what we do. Okay? If there are a few only, keep that first. And then you can take a little bit more, take a little bit more, take a little bit more. The good stuff, okay? Don't take the bad stuff that people are doing that is not from Sunnah. Okay, if you see someone getting up lazy, getting up late, don't say, oh, yeah, Sunnah, I like that. And then you get up late. No, there are idiots also everywhere. There are idiots in the Dergah. They get up, they don't clean their beds. Okay? Or they're dirty. Or they're stinky. Don't think that Sunnah is not. You understand? So now you observe and take the good things. Take things that you can carry. Okay? And every Sunnah is meant for us to reconnect and to remember our Prophet. So it's not, we're not far away from him. Because there is something to be said about when you are making the same movement, the same gesture as someone, you have the same feeling also. You have same understanding also, because there's truth in imitation. Wow, there's a truth in imitation. You know what I mean. I don't mean to be smart. I don't like people who are too smart. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, anything else?
Nothing else.
Are you sure? What else?
Huh?
What else?
Nothing else. Huh? Program is on Sunday night. Okay.
Ashura?
On Sunday night.
Ashura? When is Ashura?
Following Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Following Wednesday.
Following Wednesday. Nighttime or daytime? Wednesday.
At night. No, day. Sure, it's going to be following Wednesday.
Okay. Night or day enter?
And then just
Tuesday
Tuesday night, the day of
night, huh?
we celebrate on Wednesday.
Okay. Celebrate? We don't celebrate Ashura. Commemorate Ashura, okay. When is Maulid?
What is this year or next year?
You're getting a little bit lazy. Okay. All right. It's time, inshallah. Did you have your dessert, tea, whatever? You didn't. Yeah. Okay. Go have it upstairs. Fatiha. If you already have drink, if you want to bring it upstairs, bring it upstairs. Sit down and have tea. All right. Have a good day. I'll see you next year. Yeah. Sunday night, be here, inshallah. Yeah. Okay. You gonna cook something? Auntie? Okay. Celebrate a little bit. Cook something nice. Okay. Something a little bit different for the kids, for this. If we have fireworks, something is better for the kids. It's nice weather. Make them to feel excited, do something. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Women.